With a common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Let me know if you hear us loud and clear. It's been a little while, and yes, we're still using shitty XSplit, so, you know, the chat over there is still broken, and we gotta make sure everything's up and running until we get the new system online. Welcome back to another live episode of Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
We are here to be your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency and stock, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and news. Let's make sure to hear that loud and echo. Well, let's try to fix that echo here.
Right.
And now it should be fixed, hopefully. This is usually how we troubleshoot it. Let's make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And if you like free cryptocurrency, also leave a comment in the comment section below with your RPD, wallet address, or your Telegram handle if you are in the Rapids Tipbot group. For more information, head over to rapidsnetwork.io. We will be giving away 10,000 coins per live show that we do together. What do you got going on over there today, Todd?
It's a lot of different charts to go over.
We got a ton of technical analysis to go over. Is Binance going to dethrone Ethereum, EOS, and other protocol platforms? They are launching their own Binance chain. Yes, BNB will be the native cryptocurrency. Yes, BNB is one of the biggest gainers today, primarily probably because of the article we will read today. And Binance just keeps chugging along. Being the top exchange isn't enough. They need to launch the DEX. Then being the top DEX isn't enough. Now they want to maybe actually be able to create new tokens on their Binance chain and be a competitor to Ethereum and others like I just stated. It'll be interesting. They definitely have the funding for it. And they're going to be burning a lot of coins to get it down to 100 million total supply. Hypothetically, people are then saying, well, Binance could be worth 1/4 that of a Bitcoin, just like they do about Litecoin as well. It's not always as simple as that, but I think one thing is for certain, that BNB is not going anywhere. And yes, it is at all-time highs, and yes, I do not want to chase up here, but on any break, I think maybe we'll continue looking into that one. The news articles we're going to cover today: is BAKKT exchange ever going to launch, and is it still going to be the major catalyst for the crypto bull run to start? Apparently, John McAfee knows Satoshi Nakamoto, and if Satoshi doesn't come out in public, John is going to do it for him. I don't know how that's going to go over. And then the last thing we are going to talk about is the Binance and Binance Chain launch, when that will happen, and what you have to do if you are a holder of BNB token. Any last words before we get started here, Todd?
No, let's get rolling.
Let's get rolling. We're on CoinMarketCap. Before Todd looks at the technical analysis, the man with the plan taking us all to Lambo land. Bitcoin pretty flat today, 52.92. Ethereum and Litecoin both outpacing it by about 3.5%. Big winner in the top 10 is Binance, up 12% now. That was up 11, so that is continuing to run. Cardano down 1.69, but still holding a lot of its gains, over 8 cents. This is all a rally leading into the IOHK summit that is going on right now. The proof of stake is not really clear as of yet. A lot of technical jargon has been released. There is going to be proof of stake pools that I believe retail investors like yourself and myself can be participants on to receive passive income in the form of ADA to verify network transactions and provide decentralization and security to the Cardano network moving forward. So that's pretty exciting for the holders. We have been accumulating that off the lows. If you're new to the channel, we'll see what is looking good to hopefully get your bags fatter as everything is starting to turn green. Tesla's up 7%. Bitcoin SV up 7%. Big winner, right? Not so much. It has bitten the dust since it has been delisted from almost every major exchange. Coinbase.com, not there. Binance, not there. Kraken is delisting it. Coinomi is delisting it. Saddle Wallet is delisting it and Gemini, never listed it to begin with. Can this decentralized Bitcoin SV overcome all of these delistings by the centralized exchanges? Maybe. They got a lot of money, but that is going to be quite hard, because if you are not available in the largest liquidity pools, new investors and current investors aren't going out of their way to buy Bitcoin SV, especially if they're just using it as a tradable asset versus actually wanting to be a user on that network moving forward. All right, Todd, take it over. Everybody wants to see the charts. Are we buying? Are we selling? Are we hodling? What is going on right here, right now?
I agree with Clifford there. Welcome to the new people in here. Appreciate it, Angel. Now we've got the Bitcoin 1 hour in front of us. So we have no markings on this. If we bring in some of our markings we've been using, there's a triangle I've been calling. A lot of people are calling this different ways of a triangle. I have continued to stay with this. I mentioned on my Twitter that one reason I did, if you look at our proprietary software, this is a 5-minute price chart. Down at the bottom is ZOP, which is volume. And you can see that here on the volume, it was much easier to throw a triangle on that. And sometimes I'll go to that to try to figure out the price pattern. So if that's the case, then the triangle ended over here below the 5,050 as marked here, which I did that pretty well live. I did mark an Elliott wave buy there. The software did not give us a buy like it has. If we go back on the 4-hour chart, all these other buys that are marked on here are coming from our software. And those were from oversold readings basically off of the volume. We haven't gotten those now because the volume is starting to come in as shown on this chart. Because you can see volume here has been pretty slow, but it's starting to come in. But that's probably late money now coming in, which would be why we could be in a 5th wave. So no buys off the software. This was the Elliott wave triangle buy. And we are starting slow. Some people say, well, if it's a triangle, you're supposed to come out of these things fast. I would agree with that. But I'm still giving it time here because I still think there's not a lot of Bitcoin offered, and I think people are still short, not long enough, and we can run through this 5,400, and let's see what happens when that occurs. And also, if we go to, let's go to Ethereum. These, once again, these buys down here are from our software with Wyckoff. This buy is an Elliott wave buy, which I do use once in a while, even though strictly I'm Wyckoff. This is an irregular flat that I had marked the other day when I gave a buy down here at 159.49, I think it was. The A wave low was over here at around 150. This one was around 155, which I think was just showing the strength in Ethereum. And so far that has worked. Counting this from here, if you're doing Elliott wave, maybe we've done a 1-2, 1-2, or that'd be the most bullish count. So there's a lot bigger rally coming. This ABC flat would tell you that we got new highs coming. Same type of thing in Litecoin, but a little bit more of a flat correction. The A and the C almost was equal. And again, 5 waves down. And we're laboring a little bit more on Litecoin here. But that could be a leading diagonal, et cetera, if you do Elliott waves. So I still think we made pretty good lows here. And on the big ones like that. So I think we're still headed higher. On the software, we've got, let me look at, here on Bitcoin USD, we've got a 46 technometer. So, that's a little above neutral, so we still have room to rally. This is the chart I just showed you. Here's Bitcoin USDT, technometer around 47, nearing overbought, but not there. This is Bitcoin USDT 5-minute. So you can see, didn't have the divergence that I just showed you on Bitcoin USD. This was an ABC correction, which kept me friendly down here before. And so the triangle formation is not here, but I think this weakness here with price holding showed us that really this 49.50, 5,000 level is important support too. Then that's why we're in here. Let's just go through. This is Ethereum USD. No problems really on that chart. This is, we're getting closer to overbought on Ethereum because, again, volume is coming in a little bit more. I don't think we want to sell on an overbought quite yet. Here's a 47, which is not overbought. There's Ethereum USDT intraday. No real problems there. It's kind of moving in lockstep. Here's Litecoin USD, a 49 on the technometer, which is a little high considering we're not really accelerating here. That would start to concern me a little bit on Litecoin. Litecoin USDT at 45.92. So they're not as worrisome. There's the intraday, Litecoin USDT, no problem. Here's Neo, one that I've been liking. I think this one still could come alive. Technometer came off extreme oversold down here at 1070. We're at 42.42. So I still think Neo could have a good run here. Here's 39 on the technometer. So Neo's still oversold. And then I showed this on my Twitter. This is XRP USD. You can see volume in a major downtrend while price is holding. It really couldn't even get much below this 32 cents for a slight spring here. So I think 32 is important support on XRP USD. I would be long keying off that area. If that area gives away, then short term, probably all bets are off. So let's leave it at that, and we're going to come back to BAT, BNB, some of those when we come back here in a minute.
Sounds good. Shout out to all the new people in here that don't have wrenches. If you stick around, you do a couple videos, have some good conversation, you can also get a wrench and join the Learn Crypto family. Shout out to Estaj. Good seeing you back around here. What are your thoughts currently on the Bitcoin price movement, Estaj? Last time you were pretty bearish. Last time you were around more often. Well, let's see what you're still thinking now. So let's dive into a couple of tweets I had, things that you guys should be aware of. We did talk about Cryptopia and the hack a couple of times. Last live show I said their story keeps changing. I think they lost more than ETH and ERC20 tokens, and that has actually happened. As you may have noticed, Litecoin and Bitcoin wallets have been reopened. But what do you notice? Well, your Litecoin wallet is about 42% lighter. That means if you had 10 Litecoin, now you only have 6. This is based off of the $30 price of Litecoin at the moment of the hack. That is the pricing they are counting for when they did pro rata your balance over there. So if you had 10 Litecoin on Cryptopia, now you're only getting 6 back. That is quite the bummer. Same in dollar amounts, but since Litecoin has gone up, but a lot lower in the actual cryptocurrencies. And also you may have noticed if you had 1 Bitcoin over there, now you only have 0.86. So that is not good. All I would recommend doing is selling all of your cryptos on Cryptopia for Bitcoin and moving it off immediately. Move it to a different exchange or into cold storage. Cold storage, we do have a link for Ledger Nano S in the description below, or I recommend Coinbase, Binance, or Bittrex as trusted exchanges that I use and have had no issues with in the past. So not good to see out of Cryptopia, and just as suspected, that's what we talked about would happen, and there it is. And then lastly, RPD. I see a lot of RPD fans in here. Yes, RPD did get integrated into Coinomi today. This is the world's largest multi-crypto wallet, on a mobile wallet at least, and there's several million users over there. I think 2 or 3 million users. And now RPD can be used over there as well. We are working on the acceptance to be able to exchange Rapids via their wallet and stake via that wallet as well. So look out for more additions to the RPD and Coinomi partnership moving forward. All right, into the news. Here we go. BAKKT exchange may be seeking New York license for crypto custody report. We've been talking about BAKKT forever. It was supposed to come out in December. This was supposed to be the major catalyst for the Bitcoin bull. Why? Because it is a way for institutional investors to start trading Bitcoin. But not only that, it is futures, but it would settle in physical Bitcoin, meaning all those future contracts would settle in Bitcoin, removing Bitcoin from the market. And on a finite supply resource like Bitcoin, there's only 21 million to ever exist. Well, the price only has one way to go, and that is up. The owner of the New York Stock Exchange, ICE, is reportedly eyeing a New York license for its long-delayed crypto exchange BAKKT. They're not going away, guys. It's just a matter of time. They did raise an additional $189 million from institutional investors. With BAKKT's launch, having been held up for 5 months, apparently over persuading the CFTC to approve it to custody Bitcoin for its planned physically delivered futures contracts. ICE apparently sees a license from the New York Department of Financial Services as a possible solution. A physically settled contract means buyers would receive the actual commodity, Bitcoin, at maturity. The CFTC is primarily concerned over the issue of safeguarding clients' Bitcoin linked to the futures product, and thus a state license may help BAKKT cut through its reservations. The exchange may also be moving to enable retail transactions using Bitcoin for firms such as Starbucks and probably Microsoft as well. They were part of the partnership in the very beginning. ICE had originally planned to launch BAKKT in mid-December. Yes, December of 2018. But then it was shifted to January 24th. But then the United States had the governmental shutdown by Trump and others, which then shut it down indefinitely delaying the launch of BAKKT. We have not heard any new date up to this point. As the regulatory side of things meanders slowly along, BAKKT has been continuing to build out its product and systems. In January, CEO Kelly Loeffler announced that the company was acquiring select assets belonging to Rosenthal Collins Group, a futures commission merchant. It's also been snapping up executives with experience from major firms such as PayPal and IBM. Like I said, they also raised an additional $189 million. I still believe BAKKT will probably be the first major Bitcoin bull catalyst because this will be the first accessible way for institutions to get into the market. Yes, there is GBTC, but that is small and there is a high premium. Yes, there is Coinbase and Coinbase Custody, but that is a crypto company, not a traditional company. BAKKT, although it will be a new platform, is being put on by the New York Stock Exchange and ICE, which has been around historically for a very long time, as a very trusted name, and currently has 23 exchanges all across the globe, servicing many institutional and retail clients. This will be the biggest news for Bitcoin when it comes out. Now, it does a matter of timing. It needs to beat the ETF and needs to beat ErisX, whichever one of those three to come out will have the first mover advantage for moving institutions into the crypto space and benefit from the first mover advantage and capturing all those trading fees that come along with it. Let's do our giveaway. What do you think, Todd? Should we do our giveaway?
That'll work.
We're doing a giveaway from the last live show we did together. If you didn't watch it, well, that sucks to suck because we had some good buys in there that are working out quite well on NEO, EOS, and Bitcoin. I'm going to go ahead and grab this URL. This is going to be for 10,000 RPD. If you want to participate in the giveaway for this show, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and in the comment section after this video is posted, leave your RPD wallet address or your Telegram handle if you do use the Rapids tip bot. Here we go. The winner is Papa Q90. Rapids RPD, this coin is one of a very good project. Strong team, a large community. This coin must be listed on the top 10 exchanges. Well, there you go. Hopefully we can get on some top 10 exchanges. I know everybody who uses and holds RPD would love that liquidity. And shout out to you for being an active community member here. And you're about to get that 10,000 RPD directly to your wallet. While that's going on, let's take a quick look here and see if there's any comments or questions we need to answer. And if not,
much there,
Todd,
I don't think.
We're just going to toss it to you.
I got it. I'm going to go back here to Litecoin. This has been a big winner for us. All the buys for anybody new is coming off our proprietary software, mostly based on volume. The red line down here at the bottom was the shorts, which was elevated, which kept me bullish Litecoin. You can see it's came off tremendous on this last rally from 60 to 100. So it still can support higher because it was down here at these levels somewhat at 30. So it's not like we can't continue higher, but easy money was made. And but you can see there's lower levels available. So we were down here at 61,000 or so, I'd be more concerned. But easy money was made off the gem and the shorts. So it's going to be a little bit tougher here. So I still think we can work higher. I think 60 is huge support if we get any type of sell-off on down the road. But for now, I'm still friendly to these things. So let's go over. I just tweeted on BAT. You can see the Wyckoff markings here. If you don't know much about Wyckoff, this has been pretty classic. We had talked about this spring and test down here at the 12-cent level. We also talked about the backup here at 19 and 20. And we just had a markup. This would be a spring and an uptrend. And then been strong here the last few days. So the thing now would be to do a point and figure chart really from this last point of support, which is the exact level as preliminary support. That happens quite a bit. So you could take a point and figure count LPS to the PS, and that will give us an upside. So I'll look to do that. That's a little bit harder on some of these coins aren't trading at full figures, but that's been a good chart. We've been saying continue to hold that. And you got BNB USDT. Here we are at the highs as we speak, almost $22. So that's been a pretty big runner. Let's look at EOS. I've showed this before, classic 5 waves up with also Fibonacci markings that were perfect. We had a $5.80 to $6 objective. We've reached that. I mentioned I think this one probably needs to rest a little bit. So I would think if Bitcoin continues higher, maybe we can go up here and get in this $5.80, $6 level again. But it might be a sell for some type of pullback. So that one, not as excited about maybe right now. And ICX, another, what looks like Wyckoff setup. It's been a little bit slower here. We gave a buy kind of down here at the 31 and a half level on the backup. So not big money made there, but I think it'll still work higher. KMD is one as well. We talked about down here at 93 cents with a stop back at these lows. So I think that stop can probably be raised here up to 99 cents, 96 cents, somewhere up in here. But that one still looks good. Then what we got? ADA, let's look at that. Another one I got positions in. ADA USDT. This wasn't quite as easy to get you in, but we've been talking about some of these alts kind of coming to life on this continued Bitcoin rally. So we've been expecting still higher prices, and I think we're still going to get higher prices. So Bitcoin still, I will throw out here, let's throw out 2 Elliott wave counts, because if this is a 1 off the low, or if this is an A off the low, and this would be a B triangle ending over here, then 5 waves up, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, would be a completed A up, B sideways, and C. That'd be pretty bearish and could say we're going to go to new lows. I'm not going for that account, but I want to put it out there. This would be the account that I really have thrown out that's still extremely bullish. Is that the 4th wave major low ended at 3,100. We've had a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then I said to be careful for an explosion up to the upside, which is kind of what we've gotten. We've done some triangles up here. So if we can continue here in the next day or two and work our way up to 6,000 or so, I think we can continue then on probably to 7,000. Then when everybody starts getting really bullish, then we'll have that pretty big pullback, maybe from like 7,000 to 5,000. So that's kind of my thoughts at the moment. But I don't want to get too far ahead. So that's all I got right now.
Somebody wants you to look at OMG if possible.
OMG.
Go.
$1.99.
Been doing pretty well off the lows there.
I mean, I'd had this on here before, really, that you could call that a creek for the Wyckoff method. So, we did get above there. Let's throw just some volume off of, this is only Bittrex volume, so not much to show here. I mean, volume is pretty light over here. You can see here almost non-existent. So I really think this is probably a sign of strength or a jump across the creek with a backup. So I'd still be long this one, looking for it to try to work higher. There's a lot of charts looking like this, so if you don't have a BAT or BNB or Ethereum Litecoin looking a lot stronger, than a lot of coins look like this, but could dig in here. And here is the NEO again. We had some buys down here at 9 and change, and I did give a buy off of software more around 12 and a quarter and 11.33. So That one to me still looks higher as well. We've got pretty big divergences, and I showed on the technometer we're coming off major oversold.
There you go. I'll take it for a couple more news pieces, and then we'll go back to technical analysis. If you guys have any fundamental questions, or you want Todd to do some charting on your cryptocurrency, toss that in the comment section now and smash up that like button. I don't even know what the like button really does, but I think it just helps the YouTube algorithm so more people can learn about cryptocurrencies and can give us their information and then take in our information as well. And hopefully we can all succeed in the crypto ecosystem in this opportunity, as well as really start pushing mass adoption for cryptocurrency usage in the future. So Binance births its own decentralized blockchain to challenge Ethereum. Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange with over 10 million users, has launched its own blockchain. The Binance Chain mainnet today, a highly anticipated blockchain protocol aimed to support decentralized exchanges, or DEX, most notably the Binance DEX. Binance will also open a decentralized exchange next week. Binance Coin BNB, the native token of Binance, will operate as the main cryptocurrency of Binance Chain and will be moved from the Ethereum network. It will then no longer be a token, it will actually be Binance Coin. Currently, BNB remains as the most valuable token on Ethereum as an ERC-20 smart contract token with a market capitalization of $2.95 billion. Binance Chain was created to support the issuance and exchange of digital assets. Any project can issue new tokens on Binance Chain, and existing tokens that don't depend on smart contracts are welcome to migrate to Binance Chain. They natively exchange on Binance DEX and gain the benefits from its low latency and high throughput network. This will inspire more economic freedom, and more projects participating in Binance DEX will help further the long-term vision of a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency trading. That sounds like CZ is like, see ya, Ethereum, thanks for all the help. Glad we could host on your network for a while, but now we just made a bigger and better network, and we're going to go ahead and steal all the tokens from you that don't use smart contracts. Tell them to come over to Binance Chain, and you won't have to worry about CryptoKitties slowing down your transaction throughput, and you will get a free listing on Binance DEX as well. And which token doesn't want to be listed on Binance? So, will Binance Chain garnish more tokens and assets built upon it? Probably. We will have to see how BNB, the native cryptocurrency of this network, is used. Is it going to be used like gas, like Ethereum, or gas like on Neo, to really give more value to that underlying cryptocurrency? Only time can tell. You know, I don't like chasing BNB up here around $21, but we said that when it was at $19 too, Todd, looking for some kind of a pullback, and we never really get anything really substantial. You know, between the token burns, between probably Binance and CZ buying up the supply to really, I hate to use the word, manipulate the price and keep it hovered up there, I don't know when or if we are going to see a break in Binance. And although the upside may be limited if you're looking on the short scale based on the total cryptocurrency market right now, in the long run, if Binance does not go away and has a DEX and a centralized exchange and its own asset protocol layer, it probably is going to garnish quite a bit of value, especially considering they're going to continue to burn BNB until there is only 100 million total supply in circulation. In the upcoming days, BNB will be created on Binance Chain with a fixed supply of 200 million, and to replicate the supply of BNB on Ethereum, it will burn initially 11.65 million BNB. Again, they're going to continue to burn it until it goes down to 100 million circulating. So, will be interesting to see what continues to happen with Binance. It's one we've been on for a while, but it's one that I don't own enough because I use it for trading fees. That's one of the value propositions of BNB, and now I look at my bag and I'm like, man, I know I saved on trading fees, but the price is doubled. I should have just hodled that thing. The last bit of news here. Apparently, John McAfee triggers a countdown to unmask Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto. Apparently, John knows Satoshi. Now, I don't know if he's just on peyote and hallucinating about Satoshi, but we'll see what happens. Whoa, here's his tweet. I protected the identity of Satoshi. It's time, though, that this be put to bed. Imposters claim to be him. Craig, right? Garbage coin. We are spending time and energy in search of him. It's all a waste. Every day I will narrow down the identity of Satoshi until he reveals himself or I reveal him. Whoa. We will see what happens. His first hint was this. How do I know about Satoshi? Yes, I drink, use drugs, chase women, run from the law. Man, that sounds like a great life, which I've done since I was 19. But it does not obviate the fact that I create that I created a company whose focus was stopping hackers. I had to know hacking. I am still John motherfucking McAfee. He says, yes, the who is Satoshi mystery must end. First, it's not the CIA nor any agency of any world government. It is a collection of people. But the white paper was written by one man who currently resides in the United States. And if he does not come forward, these narrowings will continue. So if you live in the United States, maybe your next door neighbor is Satoshi Nakamoto.
Wow.
Got to add in a little laughs with all the technical analysis and fundamental analysis. We'll see what happens. I doubt it's a reality, guys. I bet you he keeps narrowing it down, and then at the very end, he's like, oh, I can't do that. I can't compromise the decentralized nature of Bitcoin. But just know, I gave you all the hints, and you can hunt down Satoshi. And then some random poor guy is going to get mugged out on the street because somebody thinks he's Satoshi or something like that. We'll see what happens.
I've got a PCG client that has a home like 4 houses down from him. Well, maybe we need to go down there. And he said he's talked to him on the beach, but he just talks a lot about himself.
That's pretty funny.
We're going to have to go down there. Take some drugs with us.
Nick, do you think TA is still useful for coins like Bitcoin SV? Oh, yeah. TA for Bitcoin SV was useful until all the delistings. People are like, oh, buy the dip. I mean, personally, I'm not going to be touching Bitcoin SV. When the fork was happening, I said that you should sell your Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash immediately and just take Bitcoin. That's just my personal opinion. We did see that a lot of people did sell Bitcoin SV and buy Bitcoin Cash, as that had a little bit of a rally. But I would not be trying, I'm personally not trying to buy Bitcoin SV down here chasing a trade, even though Craig Wright probably will pump up the price at least 1 or 2 more times in an effort to give it some media attention and get it mainstream once again. He has the funds to do that, guys. If you think people don't do that behind the scenes in the crypto ecosystem, you're crazy. So there probably will be a couple more pumps, but I'm not one to try to chase and try to time that. I'll stick to the solid fundamental holdings that we talk about day in and day out and chase higher probability trading moving forward. Somebody wants you to look at the XLM charts. What you got for that, Todd?
All right, now I've got an ATC chart up I wanted to show.
Okay.
Looks like here, same thing. We've had to jump across the creek and a pullback. Volume was big on this break and non-existent over here on the sell-off. So we'll see if ETC can come alive. We did have a buy down here at 4 and change after this quick sell-off that didn't turn into much. So that one ought to show some strength here. You think we've hit the high for the day? I mean, I'm not sure about that. I think we can still put it higher tonight. We're holding up here. It is quiet up here, so there's XLM USD. That one's been a pretty bad performer. I mean, that move down to 8 was quite a bit of weakness. So a little bit concerned about XLM. That's one probably if Bitcoin continues higher, I'd probably want to try to trade that one. See if you can get it back a little bit cheaper and increase your bag. Because that one's not performing as well as I think it should be. Any pork blasters? No, probably not at this level. I mean, I think the next pork blasters will come after more strength in Bitcoin and then the next big ABC pullback after that. That's what I think will happen. So we're going to pick some of those a little bit later.
Crypto Cotter says, what's up, fellas? Theta BTC looking a little Wyckoff to me. Any thoughts? That is one that we did pick almost a low on, but I haven't looked at it today. Todd, you want to pull up Theta?
Yeah, I can do that. I got a bunch of these.
Well, just leave them down there. They don't cover nothing. Just get to one that says we're awesome and then leave that one down there.
Hold on a second. There's the USD one. I mean, I was showing 5 waves up and the wave 3 subdivided out as well. So I had said when we were really right around this 13 cent level, I'd buy a break down to 11. I thought that would be a spring and an uptrend. We did get that. We are just holding here. You know, if you bought 10.5, 11, you're up a little bit. I guess I do think this thing will come alive and break through the 14 and get going again. So again, one of those maybe run up 17, 18 again, then have to think about it. Because surely if Bitcoin rallies up to 56, 5,800, starts to go sideways, some of these coins probably should be traded. But that's been a good one off the lows. And, you know, then you could easily, I think that line could be across there like that as well, which means we're definitely ready to get going again. So some of these coins could get exciting here, I think, if we turn up and start coming for them. But I think we're going to have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, everything's got to continue higher for us, I think. And Bitcoin's quiet at 52.62.
As Taj says, XLM and XRP are more like stable coins these days. Yeah, no doubt. Historically, though, XRP does do this. Everything else starts moving around. Everybody gets bored with XRP or sells it. And then, boom, XRP does a 2x, 3x, and outperforms everything, at least for a short period of time. This happened when it was down in the single digits, ran up to 20 cents, sat at 20 cents forever. I mean, my God, forever. And then before you knew it, it ran from 20 cents to $3.50, marking the top for the entire market. So we'll see what happens on XRP. These right here, this is not because we're shilling XRP, but this is for Brandon Fuller. He doesn't seem to be in here, but Brandon Fuller has tossed quite a bit of super chats. He said XRP is king, so he got his little super chat advertisement slot here on two live episodes. Kind of an appreciation and kind of as a joke as well. So if you give super chats and then you tell us what your favorite coin is on top of questions, maybe you can get your own advertisement slot as well.
I'm going to go over XRP here in a minute.
Well, let's do it.
I'll take it now. I know there's a lot of people in here wanting XRP. So I showed this as well. It's a little bit hard to see, but we did have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. ABC down, ABC to a new high, which is an irregular flat, which means 5 waves down's coming next. And this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd mentioned that I thought it was holding so well that maybe we wouldn't get down to this 31 level, and it didn't. And so this 31.5 level is important. I think I'd key off that. And that level is important because if you go to, hold on now, too much going on. This is the intraday XRP USD. I showed that the bottom OP is the volume. You've had tremendous selling coming in, and this looked like pretty big support over here at this 31.5, 32 level. So again, I think that's important. If that level gives, I think XRP is going to stay quiet, but I think we got a chance here to get this thing going because that's a lot of selling. And somebody supported this thing in this 32 to 33 cent level, I think. So and there's the same thing, XRP, USDT, same chart, big volume coming in and support holding. So XRP has not been a strong one, so it's not a big holding and not one I'm really pushing. But I think it's one of those can come alive like it did before and make a big move. So that one still might make a move here.
And then Jet wants you to take a look at VeChain, VET. And then Ripple XRP Preacher says, what is a stablecoin? Essentially, a stablecoin is like USD Tether or USDC. It is a cryptocurrency pegged to a certain value, usually pegged to $1, meaning its value really should stay, pretty stagnant. USD Tether should be 98 cents to $1.02. So as Taj was making a little bit of a joke, probably saying that XRP is very stagnant in price and is probably pegged to the 30-cent mark this past couple weeks and this past month, really.
I mean, there's VET USD. I'd had this line here showing what I believe is a creek, and we did have a backup to it here. You did have some volume coming in here. You had volume coming in here, and light volume recently with a little pickup here in the last few hours. So I think VET will continue higher. That's VET USD, and this is VET USDT. So same type of chart. I think that one's higher.
And then Jack Steve wants you to take another look at ICX for him. Welcome to the channel, Jack. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe.
There's ICX with the same type of markings, preliminary support. Perfect over here with last point of support, which can be normal. And we should be on some markup here. So again, I think that one will come alive and work higher as well. And then if we can real quick, I got to throw a disclaimer in because we're giving away too much information. Hold on.
There is a high degree of risk involved in trading cryptocurrencies. Our thoughts and ideas are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your personal advisor or do your own research. Past results are not indicative of future returns.
And now for Miss Archie. Wants to know about VET as well. He just went over that if you needed to rewind a little bit. And Crypto Zach Morris, here is Zilliqa for you.
That's ZIL USD, which I already had marked up a little bit. I think this was the resistance we need to get over. We've kind of upthrusted it. An upthrust really is a move through prior resistance and then a return to average level of closings, which is kind of what we accomplished here. So that one would concern me a little bit by being a little too weak. Again, I'd be long it because I think everything moves higher here short term, but that's one that if markets move higher and this one doesn't, I'd be real worried if this one's up here at 24 and a half, 25 and looking weak on no volume. I'd be concerned. Otherwise, it's one of those could come alive here. A lot of these, couple coins like that will come alive when you're not looking. So I'd still be long, but I'd be a little bit more worried about it short term. What else here? Somebody mentioned Link USD. Pretty big trading range between 20 and 65. Can't add much to that. Not sure on Link.
And then Raziel wants you to look at Holochain, which is HOT. This is one, if you were a Patreon member, I said to pick it up between 23 to 25 sats. That was the low of the move. After the major rally to 45 sats, it came down to exactly 23 Satoshis. We had patience, we loaded up our bags in Patreon, and we are looking for a higher level sell here moving forward.
A hot BTC? Is that what you said, Nick?
Yep.
And there's hot BTC. I remember you trading that one, but that's one I do not trade. I mean, that's a big move on volume with a nice little 50% pullback. So I wouldn't be nervous about holding that one short term. See if we can get going again. That's about all I got, boys and girls.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I'm going to do one more here. TLT, I've been long. If everybody on the channel here knows that, I talked about a few days ago being extremely oversold. Almost got stopped out today or yesterday. And then today you can see we've had a big green bar come in. Biggest green bar showing on the chart off extremely oversold levels. So I'm hoping the TLT will get a good move going here because now I'm long with the stop right below yesterday's low. So I still think that one moves higher. Here's the 1 year chart. We're long from back here at this 120 and 122 level. So we had much bigger gains. I didn't expect this big a pullback. Hasn't really hurt anything. That's really about a 50% pullback. So let's see if we can keep it moving now.
All right. Things are looking pretty good. The wealth unit wants you to look at basic attention token. We did already look at that, but maybe Todd can do it again here in a couple seconds. The last thing I just want to reiterate was this tweet. I found this great video with Charles Hoskinson. He went on TV. I can't remember what it was, NASDAQ or Wall Street, one of those shows, CNBC, whatever. And he really talked about cryptocurrencies and what it needs for mass adoption. He said crypto and blockchain are in need of that Wi-Fi or Bluetooth moment for the industry to explode. What does that mean? We all talk about mass adoption. Yeah, we learned cryptocurrencies, but it's pretty complex. I mean, think back to when you first started. You probably started on Coinbase, then you learned about Binance and altcoins and private keys and all this jazz, right? Well, that's how the internet and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth really started as well. It was really complicated and people didn't really know how to use it. So when did everything blow up? When people didn't even realize they were using it. The general user interface is so good right now. If you're walking around with your phone and you walk into a Starbucks, you're automatically going to connect to the Wi-Fi, no questions asked, and you can browse the internet. Well, until cryptocurrency has the same thing where I walk into a Starbucks and I just have my Bitcoin wallet on my mobile device and I can spend it as easy as that, well, now we're still in a speculative market. Although we do believe even in the speculative market, there is money to be made on trading and on hodling because we believe that general user interface and the mass adoption will come in the future. Charles Hoskinson himself says he believes mass adoption is coming, and that is why they are using peer-reviewed code. He said each step developers make right now is going to affect future generations, and we are going to have to live with it. The internet itself was very glitchy and buggy. There were still bugs in the code, still vulnerabilities, but the way that it was developed, it is hard to go back and patch those up. The same thing has to be thought of here for cryptocurrencies if we really want it to be the monetary policy of the future for blockchain and everybody worldwide. So, we're getting there, guys. Mass adoption is coming. The investment side is going to come first with BAKKT, ERS-X, and the ETF. But really, we need the general user interface where your grandma can spend Bitcoin and not even realize, or doesn't even have to know what blockchain technology is, doesn't have to know what private keys are. It's just as easy as a click of a button. We have not gotten that moment yet, but ADA, among others, including BTC, EOS, XLM, Zen, RPD, seem well positioned to make that a reality. Todd's texting away.
Business never stops.
Miss Archie says it needs Google to make a coin that people will get it. That is not what I want to see. The reason I say that, Google does not need a cryptocurrency because then it is not a cryptocurrency. It is a centralized piece of poop. That is the matter of fact. I would not trust Google with my own data right now, much rather my monetary system. But what Google could create and has the developers to create is a platform or a product in which decentralized cryptocurrencies can interact, and Google, maybe your Google account can directly connect with your cryptocurrency wallet for purchases, online, whether it be advertisements, whether it be actual purchases, whatever it may be. But there is already Google Chrome extensions out there that you can use, like MetaMask and others, but they're still an add-on. They're still a little complex. They're still not easy enough for the average Joe to use on a day-to-day basis.
Here's BAT again. Someone asked. Again, it's easy to go back and put Wyckoff markings on charts after the fact, which doesn't prove much, doesn't make anyone any money. I think what you got to do, as Wyckoff recommended, would be to follow a crypto index, or probably really, in most people's case, is just Bitcoin. I mean, we do have a Wyckoff Wave crypto index that we look at some on the software, but I think what you do is you would go back and really the markings that I have here on Bitcoin, which was, again, off the software, if you take those buys and throw them on a strong chart like BAT, you would see that most of those buys were perfect. So, and Wyckoff talks about buying strong stocks, strong coins, and selling short weak ones when the markets are headed down. So I think BAT, if you take those markings and throw it on the BAT chart, you would see that it caught a lot of those. We were talking about this live. I know, Nick, you and I think it was right after we had this big bar. We were live right down here talking about that was a spring and a test. And I know we talked about that this was a jump and a pullback in through here. And then we was looking for a markup. So, and again, a lot of people with Wyckoff will trade springs and uptrends. And that's what this was here. So you get the strong rally here off the spring, a 50% pullback. And then, and that would have been the triangle that we just had in Bitcoin just basically a couple days ago. So a lot of people don't want to chase strength, but I think that's normally the best thing to do. Don't try to buy weakness. So that's it.
There we go. M. Ant, welcome to the channel, says, what's your thinking on BAT's fundamentals? I've been talking about BAT for a very long time. If you go to our YouTube homepage, scroll down to our cryptos tips and tricks section, and I had a video about 9 months ago now predicting which new cryptocurrencies will be the next ones on Coinbase, and for various reasons. Yes, BAT was part of that prediction. Ethereum Classic was part of the prediction. ZRX was part of that prediction, so we nailed all of those. But I also explained why. Look, BAT has a working product with a growing user base. Okay? Utilization of a network drives value appreciation of the underlying network. That value can only flow one place with cryptocurrencies, and that is the native cryptocurrency on that network. In the Brave browser case, that is basic attention token. Now, do I think all the fundamentals are pristine? No, because it is an ERC20 token. Limited use cases. It is 100% pre-mined because it's ERC20. So they might have too big of airdrops or may sell some of the pre-mine for cash, whatever it may be. We can't really determine those timings. But they have a working product in the Brave browser. It's going to compete with Google Chrome. It's going to compete with Mozilla Firefox and others. And if they just hammer the selling point, forget about pushing cryptocurrency. Hammer the selling point that, hey, you want a private atmosphere where your data is not at risk. You're not losing your data to Google, Facebook, whoever it may be. Great, come to Brave. You want an ad-free experience. You hate the pop-ups. You hate all the clutter. It slows your computer down. Great, come to Brave. And then you get the users and be like, hey, you want to make some money? If just by watching these ads, we give you this thing called basic attention token, and people are like, oh, it's a reward point system. Well, not exactly. It's a cryptocurrency that you can actually sell for monetary value, sell for Amazon gift cards, or whatever it may be. And then there, you have a general user interface that people don't even realize what blockchain is. They don't even understand. They just think it's like Southwest flight points that they can redeem for cash at any given time. It has the same supply and demand dynamics as like a Bitcoin has a finite supply, set inflationary rate. So we'll see where it goes in the future. It has had a massive run-up with some of its news lately. We were looking for a pullback to the 5,100 or 5,300 sat level in our Patreon, patreon.com/learncrypto. Hopefully a lot of the Patreons are loaded up because we have exploded back over 6,000 Satoshis, making some nice gains. And we'll see what happens here. We'll see if it needs, for sat value at least, it looks like it might need to digest the move here a little bit. But if you're trading with fresh fiat, Todd thinks it still has some higher to go. Maybe you want to run a little bit of a stop there, and maybe Todd can pull up that chart once again to give you guys some good price points there.
What I'm going to do right now, we got 762 people in here.
Holy shit.
So we own WyckoffSMI.com, which is the original institute. Richard Wyckoff started in 1931. And when cryptos were starting to heat up, we started LearnCrypto.io. So at Wyckoff SMI is what was a $1,700 course. I redid it, put it online for $999, and I do have a coupon out there right now for 20% off of that. If you want something a little less stressful and a little cheaper, at Learn Crypto, we have a crypto and Wyckoff course for $299. And those type of courses and our software, we've been on fire so far this year with Litecoin buys, Bitcoin buys, EOS, NEO, you name it. So if you want to learn the Wyckoff method, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, man, we're only here on YouTube, as much as we can. With the bear market, we go live a few times a week. If you want more just knowledge from us and want to be able us to help you, whether it's set up a wallet, set up a masternode, whatever, I always suggest going to patreon.com/learncrypto and joining the Patreon and our private Discord with, I think we have 50 other people in there right now. A lot of really intelligent people in there. No question is too much of a beginner question. Me and Todd are there to help. A lot of the community is there to help. You can get involved that way. Also, if you want to invest in your knowledge, head over to learncrypto.io, as can be seen at the bottom of the screen. Check out what we offer, the cryptocurrency trading course. People look at the reviews, and if you say you came from Learn Crypto, maybe we can give you a little discount as well and get you on your way so you don't have to rely on just us to make your own trades and your own investment decisions.
If you don't have any money, really follow for Wyckoff, and you like cryptos, follow my Twitter, Wyckoff on crypto. We're getting a lot of free advice there. And also WyckoffSMI.com. There's a library, a ton of Wyckoff information there for free. So check it out.
Check it out. We're on Twitter, YouTube for free. If you want a little more, we're on Patreon. And if you want to do your own thing, we have the course as well.
And we're here for a bull market.
Take a look at some more charts here, Todd. Maybe you want to look at the BAT chart. Maybe, go over that one more time since we just did a big excerpt on BAT and maybe where they can maybe put a stop level since it's been so strong.
Thanks, Craig. Appreciate that. The course, we've sold almost 1,000 courses, so it's a good course. You said a stop on BAT?
Or what you're thinking, since somebody just asked about the fundamentals.
I guess that's all about time frame, I think. If you're looking for much higher prices, I'm not sure I would have a stop. I would have bought here at lower prices and would probably hold. Short term, this 28.284 level or so, I think is probably important because that was kind of when the triangle ended in Bitcoin. So I think that's a level that needs to hold. I guess that's what I'd use for a short-term stop, maybe. But if you bought anywhere down here on the way up, bought the spring or the test or the backup, I probably would personally have to let it ride now because I think we've turned the corner and we're headed higher. So I don't really want to get stopped out of anything for real. That's all I got.
Bitcoin's still trying to inch higher here, 52.41.
Jack Steve, what's up?
All right, that's all we got. Thanks for tuning in to Learn Crypto, your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency and stock, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and news. Don't forget, hit that like, hit that subscribe. And if you love free cryptocurrency, because who doesn't? You need to stack those bags. Leave a comment in the comment section below with your Rapids RPD wallet address or your Telegram handle if you are in the RPD tip bot. Like the last winner was. It was as simple as that. I just tag his name and poof, he has 10,000 RPD. We don't know when we'll be live again. Keep an eye out for some recorded videos. I got some little inside tips here from Palm Beach Confidential. We got to do some cryptocurrency update and reviews. We maybe have some more interviews. In the meantime, go to the homepage, check out our recorded videos, check out our video with Thomas Lee, John McAfee, Charles Hoskinson, and others. And guys, subscribe to the channel of Learn Crypto. The OGs have been here since day one, and they're here for a reason. So hopefully we continue to see you guys tune in.
And I'm going to try to be live if we get any big movement. I might be taking a personal jet ride down to Tampa Monday or Tuesday, so I'm not sure what that's going to do to Nick and I's show, but we'll be here when we can, especially if there's volatility.
And soak this up, XRP lovers. Brandon Fuller was not here, was not super chatting. This is the last advertisement slot for XRP, at least until Brandon Fuller comes back or somebody else wants to step up. So remember to go to XRP's website, ripple.com, I think is what it is. Check it out. See what you think. And we don't want to see that 31 level giveaway of XRP. Otherwise, it might be in a little bit of trouble. Peace out. We'll see you later. Todd, what should they be buying right now?
I think Bitcoin leads the rally. I'd have some Neo if you want a little bit higher risk. Ethereum, I like the way it's looking. Litecoin may be starting to look a little bit tired, but I think it's going still a little bit higher.
And Stark S says, great show. Thanks. Link looks like it is in phase C and is forming a spring. What do you think? Can we look at that real quickly, or do we need to save that for the next show, or maybe Twitter? Leave them on edge.
That was a chart that wasn't showing me much. So Link USD. I mean, I just don't. I can't see much there. I'll have to look at that a little bit more on the software.
Check out the Twitter, and maybe we'll post it for you. Peace.
Well, hey, stay positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you got to be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck, everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.